is too cool. You guys like the ones that we did before, so we had to come up with another one.
Yep.
Go to YouTube and find Bill. The guy is amazing at what he can put together. Literally.
I wonder if they use AI to put those songs to figure out which songs could musically
I think he's been doing it a while because the resolution is low enough that he's been doing that a while. And I got a feeling he's doing it by slowing things up and syncing things up. I don't think he's using AI on that, but it is very cool.
Yeah,
hey,
extremely.
You guys have written us, and you keep saying, hey, we want to show you some behind the scenes. We want to see behind the scenes and stuff like that. And so here, I'll give you a behind the scene right now. Donna, go ahead and talk.
Behind the scenes. You can't make this
that's what it looks like from behind me.
Yeah, and man, his hat, look how dirty his hat is. I mean, his hat looks like Festus from Gunsmoke. Kids, look it up. It really does.
It's because I wear my hat.
It's like 400 years old. Well, those beavers last forever.
That's right. Touch my beaver, Donna.
I heard he did.
Hey, Ron. Guys, glad to see old Ron.
I knew you were going to do that.
Brother Ron. Hey,
I
Ron.
cleaned my Cowboy Logic laser glass so we can have our next ivermectin happy hour.
Hey, Ron's
That's a good looking laser glass,
cool stuff. Ron's going to come up with some Cowboy Logic, new cool stuff. I want to see dog tags. Can you do dog tags that are Cowboy Logic?
Sure.
Well,
Yeah, we can do
cool.
dog tags. We've got the pins now. We can do a special pin.
Yep.
Executive pin for you guys. Absolutely.
That would be awesome. And I heard you got a 3D printer.
Could
you make a little?
Playing
Could
with
you
that
make a
Joker
little? A little figurine of me?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe I
No,
can.
they would break
I'm
the
still
mold
learning.
after him.
I'm still learning.
You know, we have
I do have a 3D scanner though. Yeah.
That is really cool. CowboyLogicLaser.com.
You guys could buy a little little 5-inch down with me on your dashboard.
No,
Make him a bobblehead.
Yeah,
that wouldn't work. That would not work. Up there with
Cowboy
your fuzzy
Logic.
dice. Laser.
Cowboy Logic.
Laser.
CowboyLogic.com.
There you go. You know, after what's been happening last couple of weeks, you just got to veg out. I mean, we keep so much stuff here. You know what this is? This is Mr. Bill's guts, but it doesn't work anymore. It used to say, oh, no, but it's gone.
Hey, we did that 2 weeks ago on the
I
show,
know, it
or
still
a week
doesn't
ago
work
on the
anymore.
2 weeks ago on the show.
But he's still...
And check this out.
What?
Puppy Bannon was sleeping on the couch with Donna while we were watching the show and being in the barn parties. And when that came up and she hit that thing on the air, he jumped up and woke up and ran around looking. And thank you to the our beloved viewers who sent us pictures of their dogs with
Why is it doing this?
their own.
Patriots Relief with an S. PatriotsRelief.com.
Why is it?
Gummies.
You got time you work. Now you're not working. Hold on. Technology, I hate it. So you can get that text there.
Lawns.
Let me have one of the gummies.
Large dog. I don't know which one is open. Large dog. Really. 1776 gets you.
And they're delicious.
40% off. CBD. You know, I was very skeptical about it, but it's awesome. And believe it or not, the dog. And this way you
for
can
90-something days.
you can totally veg out with what's going on lately with the judges
It doesn't
and
affect
everything
you
else.
like that.
Well, it makes you relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So I have the latest. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, I guess. What are you doing?
I'm relaxing.
Oh, stop.
I just had my
Stop.
Patriots Relief.
Bill Gates.
I'm kidding. It doesn't make you do that.
Bill Gates is finding out that AI takes a lot of energy that this green crap won't cover, like wind and solar. So much so because they're anti-CO2, and now all of a sudden they hate Teslas, but that's another story. The CO2 just doesn't work. If you're anti-CO2, you need unfortunately regular fossil fuel energy to run this AI, and that could cut Bill Gates's wealth down 35%. I'm sure he won't even notice it.
Maybe Tim.
35%.
Maybe Tim Balls will.
So here we go talking about Tesla. This idiot, Tim Walz, could you imagine if he was VP? Could you imagine if Kamala was president?
Can you imagine if he was your neighbor?
Anyhow, he thinks he's a comedian. Check this out.
I'm saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So.
This man is a loser, literally and figuratively. He's too ignorant and stupid to understand that this is going to age like milk. Let me just break a few things down. Tesla is quite literally one of the most innovative companies on the planet right now, and they're on their downfall. Let's think of the things Tesla offers now, and let's see what they're going to be offering in the future. The Model S, the Model 3, the Model X, the Model Y, the Cybertruck, all of these can be equipped with full self-driving FSD, meaning the cars drive themselves, literally. And they get better each and every day. The more data it takes in, the better FSD becomes. Not to mention they have semi-trucks. They have solar panels and solar roofs that they offer. They offer a power wall, which is like a home battery system that stores solar energy. They also have megapacks, which are like large-scale energy storage solutions. It's for like utilities and businesses to kind of like stabilize the grid and obviously store renewable energy. They have the supercharger network, which allows anybody to drive a Tesla from like California to New York, for example. Think of the supercharger network kind of like gas stations minus being able to go in and buy a drink and things like that. Not to mention Tesla has insurance. Everything I just mentioned, they already have. Now let's look at what they're going to be doing. They're going to be dropping an affordable next generation vehicle, already unveiled a cybercab, a robo-taxi, an automated taxi that drives itself. Not to mention the Tesla network, which allows people that have FSD on their vehicles to use them in ride sharing, kind of like a robo-taxi. And then Optimus, a humanoid robot, which will drastically change the world we live in. This is undoubtedly one of the most innovative companies in the history of the world. And Democrats. Tim Walz also doesn't mention the rest of the market is down as well. But let him keep talking his It shows us how pathetic he is, and it will give us something to come back to here in 18 to 24 months. We'll see if he's still looking at his app then, when the price is significantly higher than it currently is. Not to mention Tesla employs around 80,000 Americans. I can make this video so much longer, but I'm not going to. To make it simple, the man is pathetic. His comment is going to age like milk. Now is a great buying opportunity for Tesla, and we will be bringing his comments back out 18 to 24 months from now. It's going to be satisfying to watch Tesla continue to win, knowing they want it to fail.
What a total
Well said.
loser.
Yeah, at Jeffrey, Gefffery.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Mead.
Go
By the
follow
way-
him on X.
By the way, Minnesota has 1.6 million shares in its pension fund. Gee, isn't that just wonderful, you dummy? Okay, Wisconsin, speaking of next door.
That's the
Special
Democrat
election
Party
coming
elect.
up, very important. Early voting has started.
They're
Brad
done, too.
Schimmel, again on the court. You want Brad Schimmel. His opponent thinks it's great to have cross-genders doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is huge for this court. April 1st up in Wisconsin. This is going to have huge ramifications going forward. So Wisconsin on the Supreme Court, vote Brad Schimmel, and he just got endorsed by Donald Trump. So there you go, Brad Schimmel. Voting ends April 1st. Be there or be square, and we will be back with more right after this.
on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style.
I'm embarrassed to go out in public because sometimes I have accidents. Can Medicaid help me with bladder control products? Can I get my bladder control products delivered at no cost to me? Is there a home delivery service for bladder control products?
How would you like to have all your incontinence supplies delivered discreetly right to your door at no cost to you? You can if you're Medicaid eligible, thanks to Active Style. At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. When you call a personal consultant, someone like me will help you find the best bladder control supplies for you. Inside every product is a super absorbent core that turns liquid to gel and locks it away to help protect your skin and keep you dry. Your comfort and satisfaction are assured by our Get It Right guarantee. If the fit's not right, we'll send different products until you're completely satisfied. Plus, we'll handle all the details with your doctor and insurance. And your privacy is assured. Every order ships free right to your door in discreet boxes. Best of all, our caring and complete service costs you nothing if you're Medicaid eligible.
With Active Style, my bladder control worries are gone.
This is a special TV offer. If you're Medicaid eligible, you'll get our great caring service, our Get It Right guarantee, and a free sample. So please, call now.
If you're on your door at no cost to you.
Have your Medicaid card ready and call 1-800-374-1516. That's 1-800-374-1516. Call now.
The FBI calls it house stealing, the latest scam where a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name and steals your hard-earned equity.
It's roughly 60 to 90 days for that person to even figure out that they're the victim of this crime. You start getting foreclosure notices and you realize you've got 4 mortgages on your house that you didn't even know existed.
Unfortunately, it's on you to protect yourself. You might already be a victim. Check your title status now at HomeTitleLock.com.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
A special treat for you this segment. Our good brother Robert Morse, you guys know him as Lego Man, J6 or Lego Man Morse. Recently, as a pardoned free American citizen, was able to go back to a complete hellhole where he spent quite a bit of time, and that is Northern Neck Regional Jail in Virginia. And he was able to go back as a pardoned American citizen and actually address the Northern Neck Regional Jail Board. Yeah.
It was epic.
And quite honestly, in our opinion, this jail ought to be shut down.
Yep.
And there ought to be a massive investigation that's conducted against the atrocities that took place, the inhumane treatment. Let's check out what Mr. Lego Man has to say.
Okay, my name is Robert Abraham Morse. I was here for 13 months in November 2021 all the way to December of 2022. Some of you might recall me. I was a painter trustee for 12 months while I was here. I didn't have a single discipline. I worked nights, and I never visited the hole, but I painted it, and almost every single inch of this jail. And what I saw and experienced in a handful of minutes. So I'll do my best to try to simplify them while I was an inmate here. Your mission statement claims to establish a safe and secure and ordered environment. It could be further from the truth, for what is actually happening in this building as we speak. As an employee, bearing up under the pressure of this building and the staff that worked here, I remained calm and silent, but also very observant. And as you know, I didn't have any disciplinary actions. I watched and waited. And as a Painter trustee, I saw the horrific underbelly of what Northern Neck Regional Jail would prefer to remain hidden. I've heard many officers brag about the corners where the cameras don't see, and people just happen to get hurt there. I've listened to how upset Captain English was after having to stomp someone's face in with his fancy dress shoes. I've heard how the head chef laughed about how much money she is stealing from the food budget and feeding the inmates meals that were worse than dog food, whose packaging says in bold letters, not for human consumption. I've listened to Lieutenant Taylor brag about how he and several other officers would escort certain inmates into the showers in the middle of the night, uncuff them, and then challenge those inmates to a fist fight where the cameras couldn't see with their notorious knuckle gloves on. I listened to the medical staff while I painted. Mind you, this is happening while I'm painting. Listening to the medical he does have celiac and wish that he would die in this jail. I've listened to Northern Neck Regional Jail officers laugh as food slots were closed in the faces of starving men because they didn't hop out of their bed fast enough, whether or not they worked a 48-hour shift as a trustee. I have observed how officers will steal the belongings of inmates who have purchased items from commissary that their loved ones who were struggling in the broken economy donated for the survival of their loved ones, and then laugh. I have observed how officers will deliberately bang on the cells and the walls and turn on the lights in the middle of the night so that the inmate population will receive absolutely no rest or no peace, which contributes to the psychological and mental breakdown inmate populations have, contributing to the positive feedback loop of officers and inmates continually having abhorrent interactions with one another in this house. I've listened to officers that admitted that they were not going to get a promotion because they were too nice to the inmate population. I've heard officers brag amongst themselves how they will deliberately provoke violence amongst the inmates so that they can blow off some steam and saying, who gives a about the inmates that are in this jail? They're here anyways. Inmates have died because of the sewer water that will accumulate in the pods like a swamp infested with leeches and hepatitis, one of which inmate has already died in this place because of his foot open sore, and then he had that open wound which was denied medical care. That legend was spoken often in this jail. I've often witnessed the blood and the mold and the scribbled cries for help on the walls because I painted over these things for an entire year. I was shoulder checked while trying to paint by several officers in this jail. I've had several nasty and derogatory comments made about my body while trying to paint this jail. I cleaned up the blood after officers curb stomped an inmate into the floor so bad that blood was soaking up from his orifices into the tiles so that his own blood made the floor become spongy. This event was so gruesome that one officer had to admit that he publicly did not sign up for this and considered leaving employment. There are exceptions among you who decided not to trade their soul for a raise in paycheck or prestige among some wicked men, but that is the exception to the rule of the employees and of the godforsaken halls of Northern Neck Regional Jail. I lost 60 pounds from having to tolerate the pathetic portions that was served and that had no nutritional value whatsoever and had more cockroaches than calories inside. Your staff completely fabricated a statement, attempted to make it as if I had a good time while I was in this jail, after I thought it necessary to try to thank Captain English for calling off his dogs a little bit too much after we had been harassed while trying to keep this place clean and painted. I've heard the officers mock the conditions of these men and women, and you think that this misery is funny. And yet while you fail to recognize that at any day you could wake up in front of a jail cell, like the ones that you forced these men and women to occupy in the blink of an eye, and as a matter of fact, if there was a full-blown investigation into the budget of this building and the human rights violations that take place in this building, or the deprivation of constitutional rights of men who have not been convicted of a crime in this building, without a coordinated and planned inspection where you've been given weeks' notice that someone or some group will be walking through the building, so you haul me out of bed so that I can paint over the blood and the mold and the cries for help on the walls, you might end up in a jail cell because of what happens in this place. If you were ambushed with an investigation or an inspection, this place would fail. And those corners where the cameras don't see inmates get beaten with their hands tied behind their back would be revealed, and you wouldn't have enough time for someone to paint over the blood that's on the walls. For an entire year, I kept my mouth shut, but my ears remained open, and my eyes remained open, and I have watched officers who might have been ordinary men at one point in their lives succumb to the temptation to be an ambassador of pure evil. I understand that there is an excuse that can be made because Officer Hall has been relieved and he's gone. But can you honestly say that you've 100% cleaned up this place since that man's departure? Can you actually say that you've become a place of rejuvenating education, rehabilitation since his exodus? I know you cannot make that claim, but you could in the future. I have cited the story of Joseph, Job, and Jonah. Stay within a concrete whale, and I would be out of order if I did not act out that biblical story if I have suffered such a weight of biblical proportions. On January 6th. It's the only reason why I came to this jail. I have no criminal history whatsoever, and I served honorably as an Airborne Ranger deployed to Afghanistan 3 times in 2nd Ranger Battalion. I'm not an idiot, I'm not a criminal, and I'm not a dummy. I've done everything in my life to uphold the standard of honor and prestige, to honor those who love me and support me. And yet, I observe that treatment that everybody else in this jail is abundantly aware of, and yet they don't talk about it. I don't want to be here. I don't like you people. And you smile while you inflict disturbing amounts of pain on individuals in this building and then smile at your children with that same smile when you go home after work calling yourselves the good guys disturbs me. I certainly don't trust you and have every reason to hate you. But because of my interaction with the Almighty, due to how destitute and desperate this facility may be, I acknowledge how I must respond.
All right. Wow. 3 things that are takeaways from that. Number 1, I cannot imagine, and I don't think you can either, the extreme courage that it took Robert Morse to walk back in that hellhole and address that board. Number 2, I've had numerous conversations with Lego Man, probably hundreds of them over the last 3.5 years. I don't recall very often Lego Man using profanity. And he did twice in that. I had to edit it out. Because there is no other way to describe that hole. I'll edit that out.
Yeah, I think you should. 3rd
takeaway. When he was talking about going into areas where cameras were not filming, here's what happens. An inmate gets taken into the showers with this Lieutenant Taylor guy.
Woken up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And he's challenged to a fight. If he doesn't fight, he goes back into general population and everybody knows that he backed down and was a coward. If he throws a punch, he adds 5 years to his sentence. It's no win. This facility, and many others, but this one needs to be investigated. In all of our J6 coverage, this was a reprehensible facility.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to talk about these Legos. Hey, what can you do? You can start writing and you can start calling.
Yeah. Well, Mickey Whithoff, Ashley Babbitt's mom, told us out of all the places, all the Jan 6ers she's talked to, Northern Neck Regional Jail is
referenced about celiac.
Yeah, and that's just terrible. But we do thank the Lego Man because remember, it was a Lego set of the Capitol that planned the entire insurrection.
He was the
on
architect.
January 6th. These are our Cowboy Logic Legos that he got specifically for us. We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
What if you
you could tackle your dog's itching, paw licking, mushy poops, and low energy with a simple 3-minute change to their diet. Millions of pet parents are raving about Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, the anti-kibble breakthrough that's helping dogs act like puppies again.
Such a huge difference in her health. More energy, more playful, no more pooping issues.
He's healthier, he looks better. This is my way more energetic dog.
I'm Dr. Marty. I've been a veterinarian for more than 50 years. The dangerous ingredients added to many pet foods could be impacting your dog's lifespan. That's why I formulated Nature's Blend.
Now you can feed your dog wholesome cuts of real meat, vegetables, and fruit with no artificial preservatives or fillers. Unlike fresh food, Nature's Blend is gently freeze-dried. This means extraordinary health benefits, but with zero prep, zero fridge, and zero mess.
I just feed her right out of the bag. She's obsessed with this food. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
And for a limited time, get up to 54% off with our special TV offer. Call or go to drmartypets.com/TV.
We're in a very holy time of the year. We think in terms of a deliverance.
This is where she washes the dishes.
If you're ever going to allow your Christian faith to rise and to do something for God's chosen people, now is the time. This is the home of Galena. She's 96 years old.
This is what she had to eat for today.
She has one pot with water and wheat.
My father was killed by the Nazis, and I was an orphan. I didn't know about God. But now, in the cold, hungry nights, I pray for food to the God I've never known. There are good people that love you.
You see the tears. Scripture says joy can come in the morning, and you can be the reason.
This Passover, if you will bless these hurting children of Israel, you will receive God's blessing in return. Your urgent gift today of $25 will help rush a survival food box filled with life-saving essentials and matzah. For the Passover Holy Day, call, scan, or go online now.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you.
I can't even grow my food anymore. What will happen to me? I'm doomed to starve.
Tens of thousands of elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union are living in extreme poverty, hungry, and forgotten. But through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, we can bring them hope.
Eggs. It's my favorite food. May you be blessed.
You say to them, we see you and we're here to help.
Please don't delay. Call, scan, or go online now.
The biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place.
A new report from special counsel John Durham. Clinton campaign lawyers paid a tech company to infiltrate Trump servers to fabricate a connection between Trump and Russia.
Hillary Clinton broke the law to frame Trump as a Russian traitor. This is truly unprecedented, truly something that has never happened in the history of our great country.
This is a digital insurrection.
Turns out the Trump-Russian collusion story was just a deflection from the Hillary-Russian collusion story.
Trump was right. Trump was telling the truth.
It was you, Hillary Clinton, who undermined our democracy. There are people that should go to jail.
Everybody to Cowboy Logic, and Trump was right.
Pretty obvious.
Trump was right.
Trump was right.
Trump was right.
Years ago.
Always.
9 years
All right,
ago.
now, I am going to strike a Jeff McKellop pose to intro our next.
Oh, I should do that.
Yes, you should. Because for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we have been working with these people for almost 3 years. They are one of our sponsors.
I can't read this.
And, yeah, but don't do that because it messes up the white balance.
Sorry.
Hey, they've been one of our sponsors now for 2.5 to 3 years. They are phenomenal people, and they are huge J6 supporters. Valerie and Sierra from Sugar Creek Goods is finally with us. How you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Hey, we're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Thanks more than anything, though, for hanging with us for the last 2.5 to 3 years and supporting these J6ers, because you guys have been donating money to the J6 causes since day one, since you reached out to me. Now, we got to tell you something. We got to tell you quick, everybody. We reached out to Val about a month and a half ago and said, would you ever consider creating a Cowboy Logic collection of soaps and body butter? And she said, absolutely. So we had to come up with 2 or 3 scents, S-C-E-N-T-S, that were kind of indicative to what we do. Okay? And I'm going to let Val talk about these when I get all the way through this. The second one is Barn Party. And then I asked Val, listen, this means a lot to me. My mom, before she passed away back in 2005, gave me a bottle of cologne. And I haven't used that cologne since she passed away because I want to keep it. Because when I smell it, I remember my mom. And so I've got this bottle of cologne sitting in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I asked Val if she could recreate that scent with soap, and then she went over the top with body butter. And ladies and gentlemen, she nailed it. She frickin' nailed it.
It really does smell exactly right.
So, and I am so grateful. And she named that one, I guess, for some reason after Donna, Silver Fox.
Silver Fox. This is a silver beaver.
At any rate, that's a silver belly beaver. At any rate, Val, talk a little bit about how you came up with these scents for Tack Room, Barn Party, and Silver Fox. And see, here's the body butter for Silver Fox, and you get that in this collection. And by the way, you get a 15% discount if you use 1776. We're not in this for any monetary gain. I want to make that clear. And then Val is going to take an extra 20% of the proceeds or the profit or whatever it is, and she's donating it to Stand in the Gap Foundation and the J6 Road Home. Okay,
Jenny Cudd's great.
So I'm going to shut up. You talk about what you did with Tack Room, Barn Party, Silver Fox, and what's going on with this.
Okay. Well, you told me that you had a guest bedroom in your house that had tack, saddles and tack in it. And so you were looking for something that was leathery. So that's what we've got. Tack Room. Probably can't read it, but it is leather, bergamot, and musk, because I wanted a little more than just leather. I wanted to mix and match and tweak it a bit, and so it smells really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the smell. And then Barn Party, it's like this. It is hay, balsam, vetiver, and cinnamon. You said that you were kind of looking for something that would smell like a horse. And so I had to really do some serious research on what does a horse smell like.
Horses actually do have, we have a couple horses that have a real sweet smell to them. It's bizarre.
And I learned in my research that the smell of a horse depends on their feed and how their body processes that feed. And that's why different horses smell like different things. Yep. So, so I started playing, and I felt like a barn. And I added ground cinnamon to it, which I want to kind of add a disclaimer with the cinnamon. It will stain your washcloth, so you probably will want to. You will probably want to use a dark colored washcloth for that bar, because it's not cinnamon scent; it's actual ground cinnamon. I wanted to do that because it has a twofold reason. It adds a gentle exfoliation. But then in my research, I learned that cinnamon actually eliminates the smell of livestock from the hair and skin. And I thought that was interesting. So that's
to remember
why
that.
I have to remember that one.
Maybe we need to have that as like a laundry detergent or something.
I was going to say, maybe I just throw it in the laundry, but that's okay.
All right, what about Silver Fox? Because this is the one.
For Don.
Oh, man.
Even though he was ginger when I met him, he had red hair and a red beard when I met him. Look at him now.
All right, talk about Silver Fox.
This one was special just for Don. And he was telling me about the cologne that his mother had bought for him years ago, and he stopped using. And so I looked up the cologne. I'm not going to mention who or what it is. It's no longer made. They were able to post online their top notes, middle notes, and base notes. So I got them all. And I
let me ask Sierra. You guys work together to make all this. I mean, how many hours a day? How long does it take you to create one of these things? I mean, it's a beautiful bar of soap.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are able to there are some days we can get like 5 batches of soap made in a day, and some days it's only 1 or 2. It kind of depends on our schedule. We're very busy outside of this as well.
Yeah.
But we try to stick to about 5 a day so we can crank out enough product to keep our store stocked.
Except
and listen, everybody, trying to get them scheduled to come do this show was not easy. Yeah. Why? Because they work nonstop.
They have jobs.
And, like Kelly Meggs said when he was talking about this bar of soap, this is the actual size of this. I mean, this, I often use the term communion wafer because a lot of soaps turn into communion wafers pretty quick. Not this stuff. Not this stuff.
And you have other things. So we've kept all this stuff on the set here.
Body butter.
Body butter.
Give me some body butter on my face like you do in the commercial.
Poison ivy soap.
But don't drop it on the shirt. Make sure it doesn't go to the shirt. And see, here's the thing. This smells like the cologne my mom gave me. And that's what means everything.
He doesn't wear makeup on camera, folks.
No, I got a buckhead glow right now.
There you go. So we have poison ivy soap as well and poison ivy cream. You know what I love is I love the sea salt. I think the sea salt really helps exfoliate. That's really, and it's just all natural. It's just awesome, all natural product.
You guys can help J6 out. We are so appreciative of the two of you and Val, the relationship that you and I have had over the last 3 years. Thank you for all you do for the J6ers. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to get something cool, go pick up the Cowboy Logic collection, sugarcreekgoods.com. Use your promo code 1776. We're not making any money off of any of this. Any of the proceeds, the 20% of it, that Val makes, it's going to the J6ers. Yeah, hey, thanks so much for joining us, you two. We really appreciate the fact that you came in here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, go buy it now. It's good stuff. Hey, everybody, we got a brand new sponsor at Cowboy Logic. 1776 promo code gets you 15% off.
Talking about all natural cleansers, scrubs, creams. This is the body butter. I love this. This is awesome stuff. Don, let me put a little bit on here. Don uses the Freedom Bar because the Freedom Bar is even more special, right? Because 100% of the Freedom Bar proceeds go to Jan Sixers. There you go. Perfect.
Freedom Bar. All proceeds go to J6ers.
Again, it's sugarcreekgoods.com. Hey, I got the toner too, and let me tell you something. It minimizes the pores on your face.
Yeah,
it's
she
awesome.
uses it before the show.
I only used it a couple days so
and
far.
I use this every day. And these bars last. They don't disappear like a lot of this stuff.
That's sugarcreekgoods.com. Sugarcreekgoods.com.
And I really gave it a lot of thought right before January 6th, and I'm like, gosh, man, if I'm going to go into this riot, I need to smell my best. That's why before every riot, I shower with Sugar Creek Goods. with natural lye and ointments and lilac-scented fragrance, you too
I
can
can
go into
smell
a
it from
riot.
here.
You smell wonderful. Yes, I am ready for battle. Thank you very much, Sugar Creek Goods, for making me smell fresh in every riot.
When a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name, it's a race against time to stop the theft of your hard-earned equity.
Many people don't know this has happened until long after it's done.
You as the homeowner think you still own a house. 3 months later, you start getting foreclosure notices and you realize you've got
Last time you checked on the title to your home. Find out if you're already a victim at HomeTitleLock.com.
Prices are going up everywhere. Did you know that the costs associated with auto repairs cost Americans on average $7,500? And let's face it, when it comes to those costs, it's not if you'll need repairs, it's when. Now more than ever, you can't afford to be driving without Ox Car Care. Because with A+ rated Ox, you don't pay for repairs on your car, truck, or SUV. Ox pays.
I really love Ox Car Care because right now I can't afford the costly repairs, and I definitely cannot afford to be without a car.
With Ox, I can take my car to my dealership just like I always have, and they'll take care of everything.
Call the number on your screen right now for a free quote. There's no obligation to find out how low your monthly payments can be. Our Ox Car Care family of customer service reps, coverage specialists, and claims adjusters are all under one roof right here in the U.S. to ensure you always get top quality service from a caring company that stands behind everything we do. And we are the administrators of your claim. We don't farm out your policies somewhere else.
In the past, I had a really bad experience. I was passed around from phone
no
number to
talker.
phone
What's
number
going on?
just to file a claim. But with Ox, it's just one phone call, one company, and they handle everything.
Today, it's just too risky not to have coverage. And Ox, they make it easy.
Call
dirty.
Now, and Ox will even include free oil changes,
Hey,
free
no
tire
orange
rotation,
screen, no
and
talking.
free roadside assistance.
Ox Car Care is like family. I didn't just feel like a customer. I also felt part of the family.
Just call Ox Car Care now with your make and model and get a free, no obligation instant quote. But don't wait, or it'll be too late. You need coverage.
Call 1-800-691-0754 to get a free quote today. That's 1-800-691-0754. Or go online now at oxcarcare.com.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Party drumming.
You barn party drummers rock. I'm telling you, you guys rock. I love seeing those drums. if you guys don't know what we're talking about, get on over to Getter. You see it right there in the corner. You just saw it. Getter, free account. Join us in the barn parties on Saturday night, 9 p.m., and Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. Now, we got a lot to talk about in this segment, so we're going to get right to it.
Yes,
Donna?
we are. Mark Grennan has been a missionary for 46 years. He's not a doctor, and he doesn't play one on TV, but he's got some pretty damn good medical information. He's teamed up with Dr. Lee Merritt, talked about the benefits of chlorine dioxide. He's also a pilot and a diver. Again, he's lived all over. Let's bring him on because, quite honestly, folks, this gentleman, there he is, Mark Grennan, in my opinion, is being treated just like the Jan Sixers.
Just like
it's
the J
almost
Sixers.
like
his whole family.
It's their MO. It's their MO. So, Mark, let's start in Colombia, where you did a lot of good using chlorine dioxide, and Dr. Lee Merritt also swears by this as well. It's something that you said healed a ton of people that you worked with as a missionary in Colombia, and you have your 3 sons. It's my 3 sons. I'm thinking my 3 sons. Your 3 sons. One of them went to prison with you in Colombia, but the other 2 are still imprisoned in Florida. So let's get to that quickly. Talk about how all this happened.
Okay, really quickly, thank you for giving me time to tell my story. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I basically fell upon this stuff when me and my 3 sons, really my 8 children, we contracted MRSA because I was working in Dominican Republic before Colombia. And in surgery as a surgical assistant to doctors that would come down, medical missionaries, and that spoke Spanish. So me and my 3 oldest sons worked and triaged people in the mountains, brought people down to the scrubbed with them and worked with them for 10 years. We contracted MRSA, which is a flesh-eating bacteria. We had all the latest and greatest antibiotics known to man. These guys had everything, the surgeons, and nothing was touching it. Nothing pharmaceutical was touching it. And so they told me with one of my sons, we're going to have to cut his leg off because it's really getting bad. Yours is getting bad also, and you kids, and there's no cure for this. So after trying all the pharmaceuticals, I prayed and said, Lord, I'm going to go to the internet. This was in 2006. We had dial-up. So I got to Google dial-up, and I found this book called Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century by a guy named Jim Humble. I'm thinking, this is snake oil, Jim Humble, miracle. I'm a missionary. I believe the Bible, but this looks like a setup to me, a scam. So I dismissed it. But it started getting worse in my family. So I went back the next week, same book pops up. Okay? So I got the book and read it. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like a scam. This guy is in Africa and he's trying to help people with malaria and finding out as he's curing the malaria 100% of the time with blood tests. He's also, as a side effect, people with cancer, it's going away. AIDS, MRSA, malaria, of course, infections, diabetes. And I'm going, no, this is crazy. Okay, so I got the stuff sent to me through a missionary flights to San Domingo. I couldn't wait to get it. Everything was getting worse. I got it, and in 2 weeks, Dawn and Donna, 2 weeks, it dried up. Mine did, because I tried it on myself first. I didn't want to kill my kids, right? So I tried it on myself, and you couldn't even see it was where it was. So long story short, gave it to the whole family. All the 8 kids are fine. What happened?
Now, you are in your mid-60s. Are you on any meds at all?
68 in August. I'm not on one medication. I have no pain. I feel like I'm 50 years old. literally.
Well, and the thing is, it seems to me at first I'm thinking, am I drinking, pool water? But then again, it sounds like what you found was similar to what Dr. Stella Emanuel found using hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin in Africa. Again, it was used for malaria, and all of a sudden they had no COVID. So, but this is a little different because you kind of have to mix it up, and you get these 2 bottles, you get the actual chlorine dioxide, then the activator, and we've tried it this week, and I have noticed a difference. You just put a couple drops in, so it's pennies again. Yeah. So then you've raised the ire. Literally 2 drops. You really should even start with 1. That's how strong it is. And then the other drop of the activator. Wait for it to turn amber color and put in like 10 ounces of water and sip on it throughout the day. So Don and I have been doing it all week. Yep. But see, it's pennies. And Big Pharma
doesn't like that, do they, Mark?
So let's fast forward to what happened during COVID, because you got arrested in Colombia.
Okay. In fact, I just got a message from Pierre Curry, Dr. Pierre Curry. Yep. He said, Mark, I'm writing about you and your family. Okay, so let me fast forward. I start curing all these people the stuff, and the doctors run. They don't have anything to do with me. I write Jim Humble 3 years later and say, Jim, he's in Africa. Look at what's happening here. He goes, great. Can I come to you? They threw me out of Africa. So he comes to me in Dominican Republic, and we do 19 seminars. And he moves to Colombia after 3 years. Mexico. I moved to Colombia, and all hell breaks loose around the world. We did 63 seminars in 10 years. I wrote 3 books. Jim wrote 2 other books. We did online. But what happened when COVID popped up? Whoa. In January of 2020, we were able, through some friends, to give my book and the 2 bottles that make the chlorine dioxide to some people in the White House. And it made its way to Trump. He mentioned a fact that there was a disinfectant that could be used for this corona COVID turned into a name. Should we look into it? And they all said he's talking about bleach because they knew it was chlorine dioxide. Now, let me just say this to you. You have chlorine in your blood, guys, okay? It's called chloride. You have salt in your blood. Everything that we take, you have naturally occurring, and your body makes it in your body. So it's safe and effective. There's 100,000 patents. It's been around since 1814. They purify our water with it and tell us to drink it. Isn't that what you guys have been doing this week? Yeah. Put it in your water and drink it. So they do it, EPA approved, FDA approved, all over the world for clearing anthrax, MRSA in gymnasiums. The Katrina black mold, they spray the houses all clean. It's used in food processing, meat packing plants.
And you can buy this right at Walmart. You can buy it at Walmart or on Amazon.
But that's what
they lock you up.
Yeah, they locked you up in Colombia, but you helped the drug dealers, so you actually were treated really well. Meanwhile, your kids, 2 of your sons, are still in prison in Miami. They got 7 years because, just like Jan 6, the judge said they weren't remorseful enough, and they wanted to throw you in prison for life. We want to, after the break, we got to come up to a break here now, but after the break, I want to talk about that. But the bottom line is, your 2 kids are in prison now in the United States for something that's available on Amazon, which is just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. So again, folks, his book there you saw before, Imagine a World Without Disease. And perhaps chlorine dioxide can help you both topically and if you drink it little by little, just kind of suck on it throughout the day within a bottle of water. So we'll get back to more with Mark Brennan right after this.
Patriots Relief, your America First CBD company. We are Christian, conservative, and committed to helping you feel your best. Are you tired of chronic pain holding you back? It's time for a change. Experience the remarkable healing properties of CBD, expertly designed to alleviate pain and promote internal balance. Patriots Relief is here for you. Visit our website or call now. Use your promo code to unlock exclusive pain and live life to the fullest.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. I looked at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
Relief Factor is a daily supplement that doesn't just mask pain, it helps eliminate it. Call or go online now for our 3-week quick start, just $19.95.
The FBI calls it house stealing, the latest scam where a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name and steals your hard-earned equity.
It's roughly 60 to 90 days for that person to even figure out that they're the victim of this crime. You start getting foreclosure notices and you realize you've got 4 mortgages on your house that you didn't even know existed.
Unfortunately, it's on you to protect yourself. You might already be a victim. Check your title status now at HomeTitleLock.com.
What if you could tackle your dog's itching, paw licking, mushy poops, and low energy with a simple 3-minute change to their diet? Millions of pet parents are raving about Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, the anti-kibble breakthrough that's helping dogs act like puppies again.
Such a huge difference in her health. More energy, more playful, no more pooping issues.
He's healthier, he looks better. This is my way more energetic dog.
I'm Dr. Marty. I've been a veterinarian for more than 50 years. The dangerous
Is everybody gonna start talking?
Could be impacting your dog's lifespan. That's why I formulated Nature's Blend.
Now you can feed your dog wholesome cuts of real meat, vegetables, and fruit with no artificial preservatives.
I'm gonna almost gonna start talking. He's gonna rally today.
Zero prep, zero fridge, and zero.
I know I'm not here to take